Hello, my name is Rome, and this is the story about the time I almost shitted on myself as a grown ass man. I'm gonna take these shades off because this is a serious situation or a situation. So this goes.
You know the funniest part? I thought he said that and then he ain't have no pocket.
I was like, oh shit. This goes to year 2016. So in 2016, I was eating fairly well. I was still pescatarian. I had been pescatarian about 2 years at a time. Can't eat beef, thank God for the fish. And so one specific night, one of my friends called me and she was like, hey, look, it's this cool bar downtown. I heard they got good food, good drinks. We ain't caught up in a little while. Let's do it. And so in this house, we have a thing where we're going to create a Dormtainment book one day called I Knew I Should Have Stayed My Ass Home. And it's going to be called I Knew I Should Have Stayed My Ass Home, Stories About Life from Dormtainment. This was one of those days where I knew I should have stayed my ass home because I knew I had to get up at 5 a.m. to do Fit 16. At the time, Fit 16 was when me and Cam were waking up early, walking 2 miles to the gym, working out, walking 2 miles back. And we created a little movement with it. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to be grown. I'm going to go out. Cool. So I go to this bar. It's somewhere down in Hollywood. So I meet up with the girl. She's looking cool. It's a little vibe going on. So we get in there. And now the bar is like, it almost looked kind of dungeony. So I should have known that the energy wasn't right when I got in there. So I get in there and so I ordered I think a whiskey and ginger, I believe I ordered. So we drinking, we catching up. It's cool. I don't know if she giving me like vibes like I'm trying to go back and let you beat up my oven mitten, or if she's just like, hey, we just here having a good time. You know, I like oven mittens. I want to put my hand in the mitten. You know what I'm saying?
Is that what happened to our oven mitten?
So the night was going fine. The night was going well.
The fuck?
So the bartender comes. He says, yo, you gotta try our nachos here. So, little anecdote. Me and cheese, even before I was eating healthy, have never really got along. I'm lactose intolerant, and my body is just completely intolerant to cheese. But I still eat it anyway because I fucking love cheese at the time, and I didn't know the effects that it would have on me. So he's like, yo, you got to try the nachos. I'm like, oh, no, I'm okay. I think I'm going to just have a couple of drinks. And she's like, nah, get the nachos. Like, get the nachos. They going to be good. And I'm like, all right. I guess these nachos are going to be good. So I order up the nachos, and we throwing back shots of whiskey. We having drinks of whiskey. So I'm a little saucy by the time the nachos come out. And so when they come out, you know, I had that kind of like drunk hunger. So I'm fucking these nachos up. I'm going in. I'm nachoing. This is I'm just killing it. And it's that like melted cheese. It had a little bit of shrimp on the top of the nacho, and it had like some jalapeno peppers in there, or jalapenos peppers for those who don't like to say jalapeno. And it was good as fuck. It was about this big. Cheese, just fat ass cheese melted across the top. And I was like, man, this is delicious. So I told her I was gonna be worried if like my stomach started hurting at the bar, because don't nobody want to shit at the bar. You don't want to shit in public places because a lot of them places be bad. I only got to do that if it's like super emergency. So I eat, about an hour goes by, my stomach good. I'm like, oh, this a win for the night. I go out, I give her a hug, I cuff the cheeks when I give her a hug, because real niggas, you know, when you give a hug, you cuff under, you know what I'm saying, and grab the butt, grab the cheeks. You know what I'm saying? That's you cuff and lift, you know what I'm saying? That's a good squeeze. So I was like, this is a good night. So I go home, I get into bed, it's like 1 a.m. And here's where the story picks up. So, the alarm goes off. at 5, and it's a little rough, but I'm like, all right, we done been here before. So I gathered my book bag. I remember I had my black book bag. I think I had on some long pants and some type of hoodie or sweater or whatever to go work out in. It's me and Cam. So we're walking, and it's a nice little day. It was a little gloomy. It was a little gloomy, so I should have known that something was up. A little gloom, getting ready for the boom.
Here comes the boom.
So we walking, we talking, catching up on life. How's it been? I seen you yesterday because we live together. Regular stuff that people catch up with. And so we're about maybe half a mile from the gym. So let me paint the picture. We're walking on this side. Sidewalk is going this way. To get to the gym, I would have to go to this light that's right here, take a right. Gym is right here. So we're like on the sidewalk. I can see the light, the stoplight. I see a McDonald's. I see the gas station. I see the turn to go to the gym. Cool. About a couple of steps in, I feel my stomach kind of drop a little bit. And you try to play it. I try to wiggle it off a little bit. I'm like, all right, maybe it's just a bubble that's need to just get move the bubble around a little bit. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then it hits me again, and it's like, oh, I almost feel it in my chest. I'm like, oh, that's different. And so I think I told Ken, I was like, my stomach feel kind of crazy right now, but I'm like, I should be able to make it to the gym. And then when sometimes when the clouds are when it's real cloudy and then it just open up and the bottom fall out the sky. The bottom fell out my stomach. And I'm talking about instant heat. Volcanic heat is going on in my guts. And like I've said plenty of times before, I am fucking scared at this point. I'm talking about it immediately hit me. I started to sweat a little bit and I said, oh, there's no way I'm going to make it. So I think I had something in my hand. I said, Cam, hold this, man. So I tell him to hold this. I take off running. I'm talking about full speed. And my book bag is just churning left and right. And I'm running. I'm like, oh God, oh God. In my mind, I'm thinking, it's a couple of thoughts I'm thinking. I can't shit on myself because it's going to be a long walk back. I can't shit on myself because Cam is here and I'll never hear the end of this if I shit on myself. And I'm just like, I got to make it. I've never felt so much that this was the day. This was the day that I'm going to shit on myself. And I'm talking about running like Kerry Washington in every movie. I'm just running. And I'll maybe let Cam tell you his perspective of me running because it's always funny.
From my perspective, I'm watching this 6'1", 200-pound man run full speed with a book bag on. And he was running like this, so the book bag's going left and right as he's running. You know how when little kids when they ain't grow into the book bag yet, look, when they running, just be bouncing all around. That's all I'm seeing. And it's 5 a.m. I'm like, this nigga really running to McDonald's right now because he got a shit. And I'm talking about this nigga ran across the intersection. He didn't even look left or right. He didn't care. This nigga was...
So get to the stoplight. Now, the stoplight usually supposed to stop or wait on the little, the signal thing. I don't remember doing any of that. I'm across the intersection. I don't know if God just held the cars for me, but I'm running across the intersection because I'm like, I gotta get to the McDonald's. I thought about the gas station, but in that moment I was like, if this key doesn't work, or if I have to enter a code or something, it's not gonna be good for me. So boom, I get to McDonald's. I swing the door open. Whew, I go and I see the bathroom. Now, by the bathroom, poor janitor, man. This old Mexican dude, and he has his mop. And he got the door because, it's early in the morning, so my nigga in there cleaning. He just doing his job. He don't know if somebody gonna be some shitty ass boy gonna come in here about to ruin his day. So he mopping. He's in the doorway. And I'm almost on the verge of tears. Like, I'm so scared right now, and I just want to shit, man. It was bad. So I get into McDonald's. I see him in the door, and all I could say, just rudely, I was like, "Move!" And so I know he looked up like he just looked because he was short. And he looked up, I moved, and I just moved. And so I think I hit his little mop thing out the way. I was like, "Move this shit, man!" I was like, "Move!" So I went in. I kicked the stall.
It's a goddamn action.
I fucking kicked the stall, nigga. That shit flung open, hit the wall. I didn't even close the door. The door, I think the outside jam door is still open. Like, I kicked it. I ran. I pulled my pants down. I'm a raw ass on the seat, nigga. I didn't care. Raw ass. I pulled my pants down, and it just was whoosh. Like, that shit was splashing everywhere, hitting my ass back. I was like, this is a horror movie right now. It was bad. Like, I'm talking about. And the relief, I was so relieved. I'm talking about it went on for like a minute, I swear. I sat there. I just looked at, the tissue is over here. The door done hit the wall. I'm sure people heard me shitting because when I was like, oh. And I was like, all right. So I wiped. I did my thing. You know, that wasn't an easy wipe. You got to wipe a few times with that type of poop. I got up. I put my clothes on. Now everything feel raw. Everything just feel disgusting. I look. The man he out there just fixing his mop and shit. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's okay. And he goes back in there and does his thing. I come out, and Cam's looking at me. Yeah, I was like, all right, we can go to the gym now. I should have went home. I probably should have thought about that. I should have went home, but it was at that moment, that day, that I thought I was going to shit on myself as a grown man. And I don't think, like, it's a couple of fears I have in life. That's getting locked up abroad and shitting on yourself. Because no matter what, if you shit on yourself, you could cure cancer. But they're gonna be like, from the guy who shitted on himself, he cured cancer as well. That's always gonna be a part of your title, the Nobel Peace Prize. How do you feel about winning the Nobel Peace Prize after that shitty incident that you had when you were younger? And it's like you don't live it down. So I'm glad it didn't happen to me that day.
2 questions.
Yes.
First one, what would you have done if you pulled a hamstring on the run to McDonald's?
I would have shitted on myself. Like, there's no if anything, there was only anything would have interrupted me that day, I was shitting on myself. Like, it was it.
You tripped and fell?
Tripped and fell. I'd have tripped and fell. Shit would have slid out my tights that I had on working out.
All right. Second, well, I guess third. Something like that. What you think that janitor doing now? You think he quit after that?
Yeah, I think he's probably afraid of the bathroom duties. He may do other stuff, but I think after that he was like, I'm not dealing with this shit no more, and left the bathroom alone. And then also, and I kid you not, I haven't had a nacho since 2016. Don't want it.
It was just the funniest shit. It was the funniest shit. And to be honest, I wish he would have shitted on himself, because that would have been even funnier. It would have been even funnier. Because we would have walked all the way home, and I would have been like, you in some shit right now. Like, this is a bad situation. I don't know how you're going to explain this shit, but you in deep doo-doo right now.
So he didn't say nothing to you?
What you mean?
In that moment, you told him.
No, yeah, he like, hey, no. He's like, no. Yeah. He's like, hold this. No, I got a shit. I'm like, wait, you got a what? He's like, I ain't gonna make it to the gym. He just took off. The nigga just took off.
Go make it to the gym.
The nigga, he just took off.
I wasn't gonna make it.
And that was his shit story.